welcome to CEC lectures. Myself Dr. Preeti Jagwani. I am from Department of Computer Science, Aryabhatta College, University of Delhi. So, in our previous lecture under this series programming in Java, we have completed our module of JDBC, which is Java Database Connectivity, and further we are going to explore a new topic which is about strings. So, strings, when you say, it is the first thing which comes up in the mind is string. As far as Java is concerned, this is actually kind of a data type, we can say. Here strings actually are a very important part of programming, or in case of Java, this strings with this capital S is actually a class which is a most commonly used class in Java's class library. So, why I am calling it as a class? Because every string which we are using, which we are creating, is actually an object of the type string. And when I am saying object of the type string or object of the class string, so here we will be taking it as capital S and then string, which is kind of a standard naming convention in order to name the class. That means the first letter is going to be the capital. So, the class which I am talking about here is the string class with S as capital. So, even not only the whatever strings you are created are the type are actually object of the type string, and even the string constants are actually your string objects. So, even if you are using a constant which is of type which is a string, constants are actually the objects of the class string. Now, one thing which we need to be very clear about right from the starting is the objects of the type string are immutable. So, when I am saying immutable, what does that mean? So, immutable says once a string object is created, its contents cannot be altered. So, that means, so for example, at the time of maybe at one time you have written ABC, or you have assigned value of the string as ABC. You can't change the value of that particular string as PQR or XYZ. Now, this is something which is kind of which seems very restrictive at the first glance, that but actually if you can see, it is not a serious restriction, because we have reasons to combat that. One is, if we need to change a string, we can always create a new one that is having those modifications or updates. So, one is the string as ABC, and another which we can always create is about, let us say, XYZ. And also, not only the string class, but Java defines two more classes which are, we can say, peer classes of a string. So, one is the string buffer and another one is the string builder, and these string buffer and string builder classes allows their strings or allows their objects to be altered. So, all the kind of normal string manipulations are still available in Java, but I can say in a tweaked manner, because either we can create the new object of the class string, or we can have it as the object of the string buffer or the string builder class. So, we can say each and every kind of functionality which we require or which we imagine with a string is going to be available in Java. Now, the question comes up, I have told you that string is a class, and all the kind of strings created are the object of that particular class. How is this kind of constructed? How are we going to construct a string? So, a very simple thing when you can say about what you can say about a string is string, the name of the class, then for example my string or S1, what is the name of the your string variable, or we can say more specifically we will say object, and is equals to within the double inverted commas, let us say for example this is a test. So, here what will happen if I am going to use string, please notice the use of capital S in string here, string and then my string or S1 or S2, whatever name you want to have here, is equals to this is a test within the double inverted commas. So, how it is going to, what is going to happen here? Here my string object will be created, which is the object of the class string, and then the value of that particular kind of object, or I can say the object is pointing towards this is a test thing. So, once created a string object, it can be used anywhere wherever there is that string is allowed. For example, if we want to print that string, so we will be simply say system.out.println my string, and we are done here. So, this is kind of one way of constructions of a string, but there can be many other ways. Before going into those ways, one operator which is important to be kind of discussed here is the operator for string objects, and that is plus. And it is used to concatenate two string, although Java kind of does not allow the use of operator for string objects, but here the plus operation is actually a kind of, we can say, exception. So, for example, we have a statement which says string, my string is equals to I within double inverted commas mein, plus within the double inverted commas we have like, plus within the double inverted commas we have Java. So, I like Java. So, I have given here three pieces. One is I, which will be concatenated with the string like, this is also in double inverted commas, and again it will be concatenated with the kind of a string which is given in the double inverted commas is Java. And if you are going to print this my string, you are going to get I like Java. So, that means with the help of plus operator we have concatenated two or more than two strings, and this is perfectly allowed in Java. So, one way of the creation is using the kind of variable name or the object and directly assigning the value, or we can kind of assign multiple strings with the help of this concatenation operator, which is in the form of plus, that is also allowed. Now, I have told you that there are three kind of similar, we can say, peer classes. One is string, another one is string buffer, and third one is string builder. Now, all these three classes, string, string buffer and string builder, are defined in java.lang. What does it mean? So, whatever classes are defined in this module, which is java.lang, they are available to all the programs automatically. That means we need not to have any import statement in order to use this kind of string class, that means import java dot string or something of that sort. We do not need it, because this string buffer and string builder classes are defined inside the module java.lang, and hence they are available to all the programs intrinsically, we can say automatically, without any import statement. And please remember that all these classes are declared as finals. That means these classes cannot be subclassed, these classes cannot be used for inheritance. Now, strings, when we say strings are immutable, these are unchangeable. That means the contents of any string object or contents of any string instance cannot be changed once it has been created. However, we can change what? We can change this thing, that a variable declared as a string reference can be changed to point at some other string object at any time. So, for example, I have created one object variable which is S1, and it is pointing towards a particular string, and then maybe kind of in the later on in our program we are going to change this object to point to some other string. Now, when we talk about any of the class and we need to create the objects of or the variables of such class, one thing which is going to be very important here is constructor. So, we will be studying constructor next here. So, the string class supports various constructors. There can be one string with the with no contents, that is the empty string. Another one can be a string having some particular value, we can say. Third one may have one particular value or some particular characters or some particular values coming from coming from another string, and so on and so forth. So, what I am trying to say here is that the string class supports several constructors through which the objects of this string class can be created. So, as it is kind of creation of object, the simplest idea is to create an instance of a string is to use the new keyword, and simply we can use string s is equals to new string. So, here we are calling a constructor which is obviously a blank constructor without any value. So, this is going to create an instance of the string named as or we can say an instance will be created, and the instance variable s will be pointing towards that particular instance, and that instance is not having any characters in it because we have not supplied any. So, string s is equals to new string followed by the blank parenthesis. This is one way of creating the strings by using the constructor, which is the simplest constructor we can say, or we can say which is the default constructor without any parameters. So, that is one way. Now, another kind of idea here could be we need to create strings that have initial values. So, in order to create the strings which are kind of having initial values, again we have one method in which we are going to take array of characters, and that will be using the constructor. So, in order to kind of which constructor we are going to use. So, the constructor is obviously the class is a string, so as the constructors string, but what is going to be the kind of parameters within that string constructor is a character array. So, a character chars and a character array. So, here we have a character array named as chars, chars, and we have declared it as a character array, and we have initialized it with the three kind of we can say characters. So, this array is going to be of length 3. The first element of this character array is A, the second element is B, and the third element is C. Now, using these 3 elements, if we want to create a string, we are allowed to pass the name of this array, which is chars, inside this inside the constructor, and here is exactly what we are going to do. So, string s is equals to new string chars, where chars is having a is actually a, we can say, character having character array having 3 characters A, B and C. And this constructor, what this constructor will do, it will initialize the variable s with the string ABC, which are nothing but the contents of that array which we have passed inside this. So, 2 methods we have seen till this point of creation of strings as objects. One is string s is equals to new string blank parenthesis, that is calling we can say calling the default constructor. Here we are calling the constructor by passing the character array in it. Also, one more idea of kind of creation of strings here is we can specify a sub range of a character array as an initializer, and for that the syntax is going to be as it's the constructor, the name will be string, but here it is having some parameters. So, the first parameter is the array, which is we are going to take chars, and then starting index and kind of ending starting index and the number of the characters. So, that means 1 is the character array which is followed by 2 integer variables, the first integer variable is going to give start index and the second integer variable is going to give number of characters. So, start index specifies the index at which the subrange begins, that means from where which particular character you are going to extract or you are going to take the characters and put into your new object, and how many characters you are going to use. So, numchars is going to specify the number of characters to use. And now in order to understand this thing, let us take an example. So, here I have extended the that array, or I have kind of taken a new array, you can say. So, here we have an array which is in the name of CHARS, and it is having 6 basically characters. So, one is starting from A to F. So, the second sentence says string S is equals to new string chars comma 2 comma 3. So, what does it mean? So, the new string S will be kind of created by taking the characters from that array which is named at CHARS. The starting index of taking the characters will be 2. So, starting from 0, 1, 2 in the array we will start from C, and how many characters we are going to take, that is the number of characters is 3. So, starting from C, C, D and E. So, the new string which is or the kind of the new object which is S will be initialized with the characters C, D and E. So, that is the third way of creation of string objects or creation of strings, we can say. One is using the default constructor, another one is using the constructor with an array. So, whatever are the kind of elements of array will be concatenated, I can say, in order to take the form of an string, because a string is actually a group of characters. So, that all those characters which are available inside that array will be formed or will be taken inside a group. Then here the third one is we will be specifying the name of the array, we will be specifying the indexing index from where to start, and we will be specifying the number of characters which are to be taken as we did here. So, 3 ways of creation of strings we have seen. Another way of creation of an string object is kind of making a copy in the sense that it is going to contains the same character sequence as any other string object, and that string object is actually passed inside the parameters of the constructor. So, here if you can see, we are actually kind of overloading the constructor. So, we have and the general format of this is string, and within this string kind of constructor we are going to pass an object of the type string. So, whatever contains this str obj will be having those same contents will be assigned to the new string which we are going to create. Now, when we deal with kind of strings, some things which we need to be very careful is Java's character type uses 16-bit to represent the character. Now, why Java is going to use this 16 bits to represent the character? Because character here are taken as basic Unicode character set. So, Java is going to deal with basic Unicode character set, and that is why it is going to assign 16 bits while typical format is of kind of using 8 bits, and the format is ASCII character set, but here Java generally uses 16 bits and the Unicode character set. Now, this 8-bit ASCII strings are actually very common when we talk about our internet scenarios. So, we also have one constructor which will initialize a string when given a byte array instead of this kind of Unicode thing. So, that is kind of similar. So, we have a string then byte array. Instead of the character array, we have given the byte array. So, byte, as you are aware, is going to be 1 byte is 8 bits. So, strings byte CHRS, then the starting index and the number of characters. So, CHRS is specifying the array of bytes from where you have you have to extract the characters in order to put into the new object. And the second parameter which allows you to specify starting index of the subrange and how many characters you have, that is to be that also you can specify. One more constructor is the simple one here, which is not dealing in starting index and number of characters. So, that will say starting, and that will take only one byte array. So, the two formats of that, or the two versions, overloaded versions of that constructor, which is of the class string. So, one is string having byte CHRS, another one is string which is having byte CHRS, starting index and the number of characters. And in each of these constructors, the byte to character conversion is actually done by using the default character encoding of the platform. So, here we are going to do, or internally it is being happening, that byte you have passed character, you have passed an array of bytes, and that will be converted into the characters. So, that means that encoding from ASCII to Unicode has to be done. So, that is basically done by the default character encoding of the platform, whichever platform you are using. Now, with this string, one very common method which is about is taking the length method. That means simple, the counting number of characters, how many characters are there. So, before going into any kind of methods, whether simple or little bit complex, we have seen that there are various ways in which a string object or a string can be converted. There is a default character, default constructor, then a constructor within with an array, then a constructor within a with a subrange version of that array. Then instead of character array, one can also pass byte array, and that is the subrange version of that byte array, that also we have seen. Now, as far as length is concerned, this is a very simple method which is going to return an integer, and I am sure in other programming languages also you have used these type of methods. So, here we have formed a string S, which is being initialized with the character array named as CHARS having A, B, C, and if we want to print the length, we will be printing S dot length, and here length is actually a method. So, in that format S dot length and then parenthesis is being called here, and obviously the answer which you are going to get here is 3, because ABC is 3. Then another thing, concatenation. We have seen this in our earlier lecture also, in this lecture in the initial slides. So, string concatenation. So, in general I have told you that Java does not allow operators to be applied to a string object except the plus operator, and this plus operator is here in order to concatenate to a string. So, this will produce the string object as the results, and we can use this plus operator as a chain together. So, here is a a very small code snippet which says within the main statement, it says we have a string S1 or whatever name you want to have. This could have been then plus then another string within the double inverted commas, a very long line that would have then the next piece of a string which is wrapped around but string concatenation plus prevents this, and we can have kind of printed this long string. So, this is going to give us this whole line at a time, that this could have been a very long line that would have wrapped around, but string concatenation prevents this. So, basically what are we doing? We have taken some 3-4 string constants and we are concatenating them using the plus operator, and we are kind of making, or we are creating one more particular long string or one more string object from here. So, here in this lecture, if we can see, we have started from what actually our string in Java is being considered, and then we have seen how to create. We have seen so many methods through which and methods and constructors through which we are going to create constructors, and we have also seen couple of important methods which are going to be used when we are going to use these string objects. Here is a list of references which is being used for the preparation of lecture. I hope you have enjoyed one. I will be continuing with this topic of strings in Java in our upcoming lectures. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye.